Sorry, I'm doing this quite late at night, but I've had such a long day at Meta, my day job. Now's the best time for me to do this, and kind of relaxes me. I quite enjoy it. Okay, so Greenery. Taking control over your energy usage has never been easier. Investor Deck 2022. It's just my opinion, but I'll share my opinion and any insights I can glean. Greenely, the smart energy supplier that optimizes energy usage by levering technology. Hopefully they tell us how. Greenly at a glance, digital first energy supplier on a mission to empower households. Okay, business model is freemium, where users can subscribe to a monthly plan which offers them green energy to wholesale price together with features to optimize energy usage. Okay, interesting. 28,000 paying customers. They've got a huge addressable market in the Nordic B2C market and in Sweden. So they're like targeting the Nordic states at the moment. It looks like they've got an annually recurring revenue of above 3 million euros. A net promoter score, which is a marketing metric for kind of how users rate them and how likely they are to refer friends, of above 40, which is decent. 140,000 homes are connected. 2.7x annual recurring revenue year-on-year growth, which is good. It's pretty good, yeah. I don't know. I suppose that's maybe they've more than doubled their customers. I don't know if it means that they're growing their revenues per customer or if it's just that they're growing customers. Either way, it's good. I wonder if they're going to talk about that. Oh, it shows it in these graphs. My bad. So year-on-year growth, they've grown their customers from about 37 to 47, it looks like, or 45. But they've grown their annual recurring revenue higher, which is very good, which shows most likely that they're actually increasing revenues per customer, which is good. Or maybe they've increased additional revenue lines. Let's see. So let's look at this. Connect your home real-time dashboard for the user. That looks good. Can't see it, but still looks good. Track your data. Track all streams to your home's energy data in one place. That would be really good to see, actually. And I think I'm surprised there is an app that does this already. Maybe this is that. Optimize automatically. Greenly automates the charging based on the lowest priced hours. I think is amazing. That's a really very strong go-to-market kind of benefit for the end user, that they can charge their Tesla at the cheapest rates. And if it does it automatically, that's awesome. And of course, there's a growing amount of electric cars in the market. The consumer or customer pays too much, is dissatisfied, and contributes to CO2 emissions, maybe without knowing, lack of insights, lack of control, and lack of trust. So at the moment, it's kind of, this is the problem in a way. So it's a problem. Like, I guess people want to know how they can save money on bills, especially now. The time is now for this kind of app, I believe. So yeah, you have a smart meter, smart charging, solar panels. That's great. Smart heating, smart spa. That's cool. Battery storage. Obviously, I have a vested interest in this with my grandfather having such a pertinent role in solar energy, as he kind of had some patents for it. Well, actually, no, his partner got the patents for solar energy, the king of solar. Anyway, long story. Greenely has developed a unique way to connect to all homes in Sweden, completely hardware free. So it's software, I guess. Data collection infrastructure, connection system to all 300 DSOs, district system operators in Sweden. I guess that's distributed energy suppliers, I would guess. Enabler for Greenely freemium model. Consumers get electricity consumption data visualized in the app, I guess. Over 2.8 million data points received daily. Maybe they can sell that later on. Let's have a look. Behavioral science, merging consumers with social norming. Engaging consumers with social norming. I don't know what that means, actually. Maybe they could answer that. Studies together with Stanford for 3 years. Nudging and motivating consumers to conserve energy. That's really good. There's a good book on like nudging behavior. So I guess they're using behavioral psychology to improve their app experience and to help consumers use less energy or use it at a better price. And that's helping the planet, it's helping the app, and it's helping the end consumer. So it's helping everyone. Win-win-win, which is great. 3 APIs and optimization algorithms. Integration to EVs, electric vehicles, HVAC systems. I think that's heating, maybe. And other home appliances. Or was that aircon? That might be aircon. Anyway, advanced algorithms control energy usage in real time. Amazing optimization based on electricity prices and consumer preferences. This is what the world needs. There's a cost of living crisis at the moment in 2022. Might happen for a couple of years. Inflation is zooming up. I've been talking about it for years on this channel. Check out my other videos. Anyway, this is an app to help with that. An app that connects your home free of charge. Free is the strongest word in consumer marketing. It's the strongest way to get new users if you offer value for free. Hopefully that's what I'm doing for you guys. If you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm offering lots of value for free. Anyway, connect your home, track your data, optimize automatically, compete with friends. That's interesting. Coaches you to make a lower energy bill while making it fun and engaging. That's cool. They're kind of gamifying it. That's interesting. And they've got some good ratings here. What else? Greenely is now one of Sweden's fastest growing energy suppliers. Greenely is a full stack energy supplier that supplies lots of. So they get the energy maybe from these distributors. Do they buy the energy and then sell it on to consumers? Not sure. Consumers pay a monthly subscription together with the electricity cost. Greenely leverages all the integrations and optimizes the home's energy usage based on the actual price. Greenely only supplies 100% renewable energy. Greenely has currently over 28,000 customers. It's got 160% past growth. That's interesting because it says customer growth has been 160, yeah, but this is 270% was the revenue growth. So let's have a look at this. Besides, the subscription generates revenue from trading and new business models. So that's what they're explaining. They've got other revenue sources, which is great. Greenely is currently one of the fastest growing energy suppliers in Sweden. They could expand. I guess they're looking to expand in other countries. Let's see. Greenely is profitable on the core business and it's only investing in growth. Fantastic news. Grid congestion is creating a huge additional market for Greenely. New energy consumers are creating major electricity grid problems. Increasing demand is leading to shortage of electricity. Peak time demand is creating congestion in the electricity grid. I think that's talking about like balancing the load of electricity. The amount, 6.8 trillion is the amount the International Energy Agency estimates that the world will need to invest between now and 2035 in the electricity grid to meet increased demand. So obviously demand is increasing. They need companies will need to supply that demand, and this is the kind of green way of doing it that also helps the end consumer. So this makes sense. Svenska Kraftnät, I don't know if I've pronounced that correctly or not, is spending billions of Swedish krona today to balance the grid. So maybe like the amount the Swedish transmission will pay out by, so 300 million euros is being paid over the next 2 years to solve this problem. I wonder if Greenery is going to get any of that revenue. Greenely have now started to generate revenue, creating a virtual electricity network with consumers. First revenue, live in beta. Greenely has started a first pilot project with 100 EV chargers. Is that supposed to be chargers, maybe? To verify the commercial viability and technology through a partner. Full VPP, I'm not sure what that is. Greenely initiates certification process with the government to earn 100% revenue. 100% revenue, I think there's a question mark over what that means. Is that 100% profit? Is it 100% growth in revenue? It doesn't really make sense what that is. So maybe if the company's watching this, maybe you could explain. That'd be great. Everything else, by the way, I'm loving. So if you are watching this from the company, make sure to let us know what you think of my video. Subscribe if you can as well. Battery storage, using residential batteries to balance with the transmission grid with. That's interesting. So I guess they're going to encourage people to have their batteries that then link with the app, and it's all kind of virtuous cycle. V2G, Greenely will leverage EVs batteries to push back electricity into the grid to deliver frequency services to the TSO. I guess that's to the grid. So yeah, it's a kind of feedback loop. So any excess stored energy will go back to the electricity grid to help with those peak demand moments in peak demand. It's now expanding in the Nordics, where the market size is 14 billion Swedish krona yearly. They might want to have considered putting this in other currencies. Oh, they have market size here. They've put it in euros. So it's a total 1.4 billion. So it's a big launch. Big market size. Let's look at launches. They've launched in Sweden, Q1 of next year, Norway, Q1 Finland, Q1 Denmark. So I think this makes a lot of sense. I don't know if they're doing it in thinking about languages. I don't know if they're doing it in in the same language, because it might be quite expensive to translate. Maybe it's not that expensive, but it's a bit of hassle. I wonder if they did it in English, then they could probably launch to more countries quicker. Possibly, I don't know. Launch. There might be other considerations. Maybe the electricity supply is similar and simpler to expand locally, rather than there might be lots of logistical things that I'm ignoring, which I don't know about. So maybe this makes sense for them. Second stage will be Europe and the rest of Europe, with low risk cost to decide where to set up the app. Global freemium model, blah blah blah. I shouldn't say blah blah blah. They've put a lot of time and effort into this deck. I'm saying that because I'm exhausted, but I'm enjoying this, and it does help me relax as well. Greenely's key strategic activities: smart integrations, virtual PowerPoints. That's what VPP stands for, obviously. But I don't know what V2G stands for. Is that virtual to grow or something? They've shown some growth in Sweden. They want to expand in the Nordic region, and they're going to create a marketplace where consumers will be able to buy smart energy. That's good. They're targeting above 60 million in revenue of euros at 70% margin, EBITDA margin, which is amazing. Net sales 2026 in the Nordics only. This is interesting. I'm going to dig into this a little bit. So I'm going to target 640,000 customers. Why not? It seems like a very user-friendly, consumer-friendly type offering that could spread very fast. They were looking at mostly B2C revenue until like 2024, and then they'll get more accretive. They'll have additional revenue from B2B. Okie dokie, that makes sense. Net sales and EBITDA is blue, so they're getting quite profitable at the end of 2024. So what 13% of 22 million would be, I guess, around 2.6 million. And then they're approaching what 75% EBITDA margin in 2026. Is that right? That would be like amazing. So it'd be, if it's 75% of about 60, what's that? Oh man, my mind is like not working at all. I can't believe I can't do this. It's like terrible. 50 million, I guess. Is that right? That'd be crazy. If they could make if they could make like between 40 and 50 million EBITDA in 2026, then at 20x price to earnings ratio, they'd be valued at $1 billion. And if they're growing that quickly, then they'd be growing. I'm looking at this very quickly, guys, so I might have made an error here. I wonder if they've got it written out in a kind of table format. I don't think they have. It's a little bit complex, that charts, especially for someone who's worked about 24 hours in the last 2 days. Anyway, let's look at the team. Co-founder Greenely, Royal Institute of Technology, listed in Forbes 30 under 30. Proven ability to attract talent. He's got 14% or 15%. Co-founder and CEO. Head of product is Joachim. 3% ownership. He's built other businesses, which is good. Andreas Johansson, I think I've heard of him. So he's ex-Klarna, 1.5%. Frederick Hagblom, going from right to left. Frederick Hagblom, apologies if I'm not pronouncing these names correctly. He's got 5%. Head of Ops. CTO Danny Hodge, 10 years in development. Was a tech lead, scale up. Always led big teams. He's got 1%. Head of growth, Robin Janssen, is that? Which is good. He's founded his first company at the age of 18. That's good. Board of directors, I've got people from Microsoft, ByFounders, KTH, Royal Institute of Technology, ST, and Bambora. I thought that was Bombora because there is a company called Bombora. This is Bambora. Summary: disruptive, attractive business model that's scaling rapidly. Huge market demand, clear roadmap, experienced management team, Greenely. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Bear with me. So what do I make of it? I think let's think of it from the customer growth perspective. They need lots of customers to make money. They haven't talked so much about the other revenue models, but I'll go on to that in a moment. I think that it's a strong proposition. It's free. It shows you how much usage you're using, and it's really good with the data. And it will show you what you're using on your app, and it might help people to save money, which I think in this kind of market, I think is imperative. I'm going to turn up the, there we go, that's a bit better. I think in this kind of cost of living crisis, an app like this that helps people save money is a big tick, number one. It's green and it's helping people to cut their carbon emissions and helping people onboard green energy. That's a big tick right now, right? And it could be highly profitable. They're talking about 75% net EBITDA margin, which is fantastic. For people that don't understand EBITDA, it's earnings before interest, tax, and earnings before interest, tax, and amortization, I believe. But it basically is a pseudonym for net earnings. So if they're getting a 75% basically net earnings margin, that's amazing. And it's very scalable, and they'll make a lot of money if they have a lot of people using these apps in these different countries. And it could spread through referral, and they could have like refer a friend campaigns, for example. So it's getting late here. I'm really glad that I reviewed this. Hopefully me being tired has not impacted the quality of the video too much. I'm going to think this through. I think it is good. Actually, before I go, I'm going to share my screen again just to see, remind myself a little bit about, the company from their website. Sorry, from their raise page on right. So they're valued at 53 million. If they hit their target, and if my numbers were correct, 75% net margin, let's say they're going to earn roughly 50 mil in 2026 in roughly 4 or 5 years time from now. That'd be a 20x return if they're valued at a 20x price to earnings ratio. So that could be good if they can execute. They've raised 1.8 million so far. They've got 7 days left. I think they'll raise more. I would be very surprised if it raises less than 2 million. Because I think it's a good concept. I think if they had done it in pounds, they would have raised more, just because I think the majority of Crowdcube's users and investors are in the UK. Nevertheless, it looks like a good raise and looks like a good company. I'll probably invest a little bit, even because right now I'm investing quite broadly in lots of different companies. I'll probably invest a little bit just to kind of see and keep my eyes on this company. Even if I just invest £200, let's say, and it goes up 20x, that's 4k. So it's still pretty good. But I'm beginning to think that I might invest kind of satellite amounts of money in these companies so I can follow their progress. And then if they go for another raise in a year or two, I can bolt on, and they call it like a follow-on investment. I can follow on and put in a bit more money when I know more about the company. And once I've seen them grow, potentially in the Nordic states. Guys, love making these videos. And if you are gaining value from these videos, make sure to check out my other videos in the series. And I've got other videos about other styles of investing, from property to investing in equities and shares, and to how you can improve your own earning potential and investable funds, how you can beat inflation, etc., etc. If you like these videos, make sure to show your appreciation by liking. If you've got any comments, queries, or questions, let me know in the comments section below. If you know anyone that needs to learn more or you think would benefit from watching these videos, then definitely share it with friends or colleagues. Remember, I love this, and knowledge is power, especially the right kind of knowledge, and progress is everything. I'll see you guys in the next upcoming video. I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.